Today we're going to talk about the Virginia opossum. It's a totally underrated creature. But there's 1,000 lists and with cool facts out there on YouTube and the internet about the Virginia opossum. But it's pretty typical stuff. It's from the same list of things. Like they're the only North American marsupial, which isn't quite correct. The common opossum's range overlaps with Mexico, which is it's a different species. So there's actually a couple species of marsupials in North America. That they have pouches because they're marsupials, but some opossums actually don't have pouches in South America. They're unique, and the Virginia opossum is actually one of the few opossums that have a full pouch. They have prehensile tails. They're omnivorous, which means they eat everything. And of course, they play possum. They play dead. That's what they're known for. But I'm going to try to go a little bit deeper with a more obscure trivia. Number one, like the name opossum derives from the Algonquin language, meaning white animal. So opossum is an anglicized version of that word. The opossums are also probably the first marsupial Europeans encountered. So when they came over to North America, Virginia opossum was there, in the South at least. Of course, don't confuse opossums with possums. Opossums are in the New World. Possums are from Australia. And when Australia was found by Europeans, they found these creatures that looked like opossums. They didn't know what to call them, so they called them possums, and the name stuck. But they're a totally different family of mammals. I mean, they're still marsupials, but they're totally a different family. So the Virginia opossum is part of the family Didelphidae, which has 75 species in the Americas. The Virginia opossum's distribution ranges from northeast United States to Central America, and from the east coast of the U.S. almost to the Rocky Mountains. At least that's the original. They were introduced along the west coast in the 1900s. They've actually increased their range throughout the years, being mostly a southern species moving north due to the fact that they get frostbite easy, but it seems like they're moving north as the climate change happens. Some cool things to note about their physiology: they're resistant to rabies or almost immune. You're unlikely to find an opossum that is rabid. They have 50 teeth, with only one set that's that are milk teeth, and the other ones do not fall out, so they have those for their whole life. They have a back foot with a thumb without a nail, which is very unique, and it helps them climb, but it is odd because they have human-like hands on their back feet. They have more young than they can support typically, with only about 12 available teats in the pouch, so they can have more than 12 babies, but only 12 of them will survive. They can use their tails to carry vegetation to dens. We assume they do this to line their dens with the vegetation. So their prehensile tail is very dexterous. Messed that up. Anyway, so another cool thing, I kind of mentioned this, that they're prone to frostbite, but that you don't see opossums thriving north of the 7 degrees Celsius, negative 7 degrees Celsius January isotherm, which probably doesn't mean much to you guys. It's probably about the 40-degree north parallel, and that's basically the barrier of the range. Some other cool things: they are a major predator of ticks, which most people kind of cover this, and it's kind of new to science that they eat so many ticks, but is this so important, especially to us wildlife biologists. I get so many ticks on myself, so I applaud opossums. Another great thing they do. Another thing that that they don't understand or they don't know about opossums is that they're not really dumb creatures. We assume they're dumb because of the way they act, the way they play dead, but they can actually be toilet trained. They have an ability to recall food that to the point where they scored better than rats, rabbits, dogs, and cats, but not as good as humans. They can learn differences between black, white, colors, patterns, and geometric forms. So yet again, they can be trained to do these things. And they can solve maze problems better than rats or cats in some situations, which is pretty impressive. So that's some of the really cool stuff about opossums. I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about wildlife, click on the links and subscribe.